Welcome back to another live stream. How are we doing? How are we doing? I want to know how we are doing. Um, okay, we've got it together. Let's pull this down. Okay, I feel like that looks a bit better. Um, First of all, Madison Beer just came up with a new song called Yes Baby. It has been on repeat for 24 hours now. Love it so much. It's gonna be one of my new favorite running songs. So I'm super excited about that. But also, hello guys. Hello, hello, hello. How are we doing? I feel like, do I have allergies or is this a cold? Like, I never can tell the difference between a cold and allergies. I'm not sure. But I'm feeling a bit maybe dehydrated, perhaps. That's why I'm having little protein, little drink, like protein water here. And then I'm also having water here. Guys, I'm less than a month away from my half marathon. I'm so excited to be done with it and to get it done and through and to actually run it. I'm really really excited, but it's really draining me, to be honest. The training has been quite literally that of a part-time job, except I'm not getting paid for it. I feel like I'm either running or I'm actively in recovery, like physical recovery. Like there's no like I'm either running or I'm recovering at all times. So anyway, hey Leah Bobia, woo woo. Hey Madison Rose. Thank you for posting the Discord, Leah. Thank you so much. We'll pin that. Just made it to Orlando with the fam. Madison, you've got to talk to DJ. He's like the Disney King. Hopefully you are doing well, Madison. Family didn't have many issues traveling down to Orlando. I don't know if you went by plane or by train or by bus or by car or if you walked. I don't know. But hopefully traveling was not too difficult. It can be difficult traveling with family. So, hey Mr. Fister. Hey Latika Hawkins, what's going on? Hey David Pertila Davila. Hey DJ. I've got a sinus infection. Oh no, Kenji. I'm so sorry to hear that. I don't know what is going on with me. I don't know. I think I've just the last couple weeks have been no, the last few months I have just been on go, 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 go with like no breaks, no vacation, no nothing. And I feel like I'm barely keeping my head above water. And then I had that situation in Toledo. I don't think I like told many people about it, but I had a situation up there to deal with family, and it's just too much. Um, I'm a Disney World gold medalist. He is. He is. It's true. Hey, DoorDash Dave, what's going on? Hey, Tree Killer. Traveling was hard with the kids, but we did it. Well, congratulations. Have a drink. Have a drink. So, guys, we're going to talk about Charlie Kirk today. Wait. We're going to talk about Charlie Kirk tonight because we had an emergency live stream the night that he died, and I gave you guys all of my reactions and initial impressions during the day that he died. So you guys already got that. You already got that, right? And then I had my own personal emergency with my family that I had to go deal with. I was up there in Toledo for like 5 fucking days. Miserable. A nightmare, right? I finally got back. We had a live stream on Wednesday, but I was not interested in discussing anything heavy. I wanted to be chill, cute, and cozy. So we did not talk about Charlie Kirk bullshit on last Wednesday's stream. Okay? That's what today is for. Friday is fight night. This is fight night Friday, okay? So we're going to be talking about some controversial things. I'm going to be giving my opinions. I'm going to be giving it to you straight, no chaser. That's the way I like to serve my opinions, straight, no chaser. We just take the Jägermeister straight to the head. We're not taking any OJ afterwards. No chasers. You're taking it straight to the head. That's how I deliver my opinions, okay? Because I did do that live stream the day that he died, the day that he was killed, the day that he was murdered, the day that he was assassinated, and that was that. But there's been so much happening since then. Like since his death, which was bad enough, things have gotten worse. Things have gotten worse. So yeah, we'll read a couple more comments and then we'll get into my initial rant. I even took notes, y'all, because to be quite frank with you, this might have to be I might have to just cover two of these points and cover the other 2 points tomorrow. I don't know. So we're gonna do a poll. Let's do a poll. We're gonna do a poll. We're gonna cut up. We'll do one topic about Charlie Kirk tonight, and then another topic about him tomorrow night. Because there's two really big. We can go either way. Let me just do a poll. Okay, topic for tonight: cancel culture, and we're talking the firings and Jimmy, or we could talk Israel conspiracy theories. We can talk conspiracy theories, Israel, the shooter. Okay. Vote in the poll. Vote in the poll. So number one, we can talk about the fallout, the drama, the culture war, freedom of speech, censoring. You know, you got the right attacking bitches, trying to get girls fired from their jobs and being successful at it. You got the FCC essentially having Jimmy Kimmel fired. There's a lot to talk about there. There's a lot to talk about. The defamation of Charlie Kirk and his death, the lies, the misconceptions being the disinformation being peddled about Charlie Kirk. We can talk about that, or we can talk about the killer, the alleged killer. I'm gonna use that word alleged. The alleged killer, Tyler Robertson or whatever the fuck his name is, the guy that's dating some trans girl. You know, we can talk about that and you know some of the inconsistencies and some of the well, this is a coincidence. You know, we can talk about that stuff. You know, so I don't know. We can talk about a lot of different things. We can talk about how Charlie Kirk has been getting pressured with alleged bribe money from Israel. Like we can talk about that. Um, we can talk about how some of the girls say that the text messages that were said to have been written by the killer isn't really him. There's girl, there's a lot. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on with the conspiracies. But I know that everyone wants to know about that Jimmy Kimmel situation. I have lots of thoughts on the freedom of speech thing and conservatives and how they're canceling people. I have lots of thoughts about that. Lots and lots of thoughts. But let's read some comments. I'll give you guys time to continue to vote. So yeah. David says stay hydrated. Okay. I'm a bronze medalist DJ. Had to take a week away from social media so I didn't crash the fuck out. Everyone's crashing out these days, Ryan. Hey, Pittman. Hey, Sasha. This is the daddest robe you've ever seen. Good. The chaser is the rant that follows. Two school shootings, a Republican staffer set on fire, multiple other shootings, a professor mutilated on college campus. It's been all out war, it seems. You've been MIA for a while. I have not been MIA at all, Haywood Pittman. I missed maybe 3 streams in total. No, I lied. I missed all three. I missed Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I've missed maybe 5 streams in the last 2 months, I think. Daddy is. Fight Night Friday should be a new thing when something is political or controversial. I like the sound of it. Fight Night Friday. Yes, David. We'll make it a thing. Fight Night Fridays. It's been a thing, David. He just usually calls it that in Discord. Yeah, it's a usually I'll call it on yeah. Cancer culture is my vote. Yes, Israel is the worst. Do you believe Israel's behind the shooting? Oh, that's hard. Yeah, vote in the poll, guys. Vote in the poll. Leah Babia has thoughts on Israel and Candace. Nathan Hazelhurst says free speech has to be absolute on both sides. Do you believe Israel might be behind the shooting? You did ask me that question before. I'll get to it. I don't know. I don't know, actually. I don't think we have enough information. We don't have enough information, I don't think. Some of the information that we have is conflicting. Make your eyebrows raise a bit. When he got murdered, did it make you sad? Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it did. Not because I really like the guy that much, but because what he represents, was attacked. It's not fun when the rabbit got the gun. I want to hear both. Well, you will hear both today and tomorrow. We're having Fight Night Friday is going to be a 2-day event, Friday and Saturday. Yes, Kirk was taking a lot of money from Israel, but at the end of the day, refused more payments because he started to rethink and talk about Gaza's situation towards the end of his life. So, who's excited for the gay John Wick to come out of retirement? I don't know who John Wick is. That Milo fucker is hilarious. Oh, nah, he is hilarious. Sorry, I was confirming your conspiracy. I don't have a conspiracy. Because I don't know what happened. I don't know who shot that man. I don't know who shot him. We know what the girls are telling us, but I don't know who shot that man for a fact. Careful now, that word doesn't mean much when you realize the CIA invented it to discredit whistleblowers and truth tellers. Now, come on. Now, clock it. Tell time. We know how to tell time here in this community. We know how to tell time in this community. We can clock some shit if we want to. Hey, awesome sauce. So it's looking like you guys want to talk about conspiracy theories, Israel, the shooter, and all this shit. So let's end the poll. Fair enough. How do I end the poll? Okay. Okay. So, let's open up my notes. So let's talk about the shooter and his trans girlfriend. Now, when, and this may be information that we've already discussed in public, but because I have not touched upon it yet, I want to talk about it. So we're going to go all the way back to the aftermath, where it all began, and kind of like unpack it. So when the killer was first announced, obviously both sides were jumping down each other's throats at, trying to implicate the other side. For a hot second, do you guys know that they were accusing this man of being a gorper? They were accusing this man of being a gorper. Now, for those that don't know, gorpers are incels, losers, um, typically ugly, jobless. They tend to live in their mother's basement. They hate people because they can't get sex. They can't get good jobs. They're not very smart. They tend to be racist. They hate me. They've been dragging me for weeks now. I mean, they finally let up on me on Twitter, but the Gorpers really don't like Cho, and I really pissed them off on Twitter all the time. So these Gorpers are like very far right idiots, disgusting animals. They're animals. That's the name. They like, I don't know. They revere some like racist frog or something. I don't know if they. I don't know. They have poor hygiene, so maybe their skin is as slimy as a frog. I don't know, but they are big fans of that Nick Fuentes guy. Far right guy. He's a broken clock. He's right twice a day too. I don't mind him. Freedom of speech. I don't mind. I don't know. I don't mind controversial people with controversial opinions, right? But the Groypers are very far right people. They're ugly. They're disgusting. Whatever. But they were saying that this boy was um, a Groyper, and I thought to myself, wait a minute, isn't the reason he said he killed Kirk was because he was a fascist and because he was hateful? I don't think the Goipers would care much about someone being hateful or a fascist because they are hateful and they are fascist. So I don't know. So that right off the bat was just very weird to me that was being pushed. And then it was immediately being pushed that he was like a far left type of guy, tranny, oop, trans, oop. I'm talking too fast. Thank you, David, for the super chat. A 2-day event, Fight Night Fridays. Yes, it's a 2-day event. Um, but then the other side was saying that he's a far left Looney Tune, Antifa type of person, fascist himself, communist, socialist, you name it, all the things. Dating a transgender girl. Um, whatever floats your boat, whatever you're into. Um, whatever. Um, and it turned out to be the latter. Because of course, we have the far left that has been promoting political violence for a very long time. Look at BLM, politically violent, sanctioned political violence. Crazy. So we find out that he was like apparently allegedly texting his trans girlfriend the day of the assassination, talking about, oh, my love, I love you so much. I did this for you. I have to protect you. You're my everything. I'm paraphrasing. You're my everything. I love your dick between your legs, and I love your boobs. I love you so much. I had to do this to protect you because his speech was so hateful and it was harming you, and I had to protect you because I'm your man, right? That's what it was giving. That's what it was giving. But the problem with those text messages is that it doesn't sound like a stereotypical young male. Like, there were some really interesting words he used that rung a bell to me. Um, It just seemed inconsistent. So, for example, he used the word squad car to describe the police. I don't know. I feel like squad, like a squad car. Someone using the word squad car, I feel like you would only really use that term if you were a part of the squad. Even me, I'm not like some 20-year-old scrub, right? But even I would say, oh, look at the police car, not look at the squad car. I don't know. Now, I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm a conspiracy theorist. So, I just might be making shit up in my head, whatever. You know how I am, right? Who's to say, right? So that was one thing. I'm thinking, first of all, who uses the word squad car? Number one. Number two, what young male uses the term squad car? Number two, right? So that was weird. And then in the other text, he's going on about how he needs to change his outfit. He needs to change his whole outfit. Which, I watched some of Candace Owens reporting on this, and I'm gonna disagree with her a little bit here. She said that there was no way that the guy would use the term outfit because that's something women use. I don't know. As a guy, as a gay guy, I would use the word outfit. And Tyler is gay. So, I mean, the alleged shooter is gay. So I don't think that anything's wrong with the word outfit. However, where my eyebrows raise is the fact that he's on video throughout the day and he only changed his shirt. So why would you be telling your girlfriend, your trans girlfriend, that you changed your outfit if you didn't really change your outfit, you just changed your shirt? I don't know. There's a lot of inconsistencies, y'all. There's a lot of inconsistencies. I don't think that there's anything wrong with him using the word outfit. But I do think that there is some inconsistency because when I think of an outfit, I think of like top and bottom. He only changed his top. So that is just strange. It seems like, I don't know, it seems like the text messages could be somebody else. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I also believe that, again, I've said this before, and we've gone back and forth in this community. We've gone back and forth with, was this a professional shooter or was this a novice shooter that just goes hunting? I still do not believe that a novice hunter, I'm talking about you go into your backyard with your grandpa and he takes you out in the back with his gun, his rifle, and you shoot at deer and bunny rabbits. I'm not talking about that typical average person down in Mississippi doing some casual hunting. I'm talking about someone who's able to shoot a clean single shot at a person with hundreds of people on a campus. We're not talking about just a very simple, clean shot. You're in the woods. It's very calm, cool, and collected. I'm just like, I have a nice breeze. I got my nice little duck boots on, and I'm just with my grandpa shooting at some deer. I'm talking about this is a high stakes shot. And for a 20-year-old, a 19, I don't know how old the guy is, but he's like young, college age. I don't know, guys. I don't know. And then, have you guys seen the video of the men standing near Charlie Kirk when before he got shot, doing the alleged signals? Have you seen that video? I've seen that video. Have you seen that video? Have you seen that video? It's very interesting. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. I don't think the guy was just itching his ear. It was definitely giving um it's definitely giving signaling a shot. And it's so funny to me because with that video going viral on Twitter, you would have thought that as closely as the FBI is investigating this situation, they would have been able to identify those guys, those two men. It's a very clean video. Go look it up. Very clean video. I'll post it in the Discord channel. Join the Discord channel. If you've not joined the Discord channel yet, we spill the tea. We share links. We share resources. We do it all in the Discord channel. I'll post a video from stuff in Discord tonight. It's a very clear video, right? You got these two men obviously giving signals to the shooter. Allegedly. Allegedly. It's strange. Watch the video. There's nothing I can do to convince you that this is true other than you opening and using your eyes to watch what these two men were doing moments before he was shot and killed and assassinated. It's weird. And again, you would think the FBI is just really all over this case. They're like deep in the paint. They're working very hard. They've identified families. They've identified children. They got children on Fox News crying and hooping and hollering. Oh my God, woe is me. Charlie's dead. It was so traumatizing. They've been able to identify everybody else, yet they can't identify these two men that was giving signals to the alleged shooter. It's strange. It's weird. It is coincidence, perhaps. Coincidence, perhaps. Um, so I don't know, guys. I don't know. You have all of that surrounding the shooter, and then there's that abandoned house that was next to um the shooter's home, or where like the hideout. It's just a lot of things that are just not adding up. It's just not adding up. The text messages don't sound like a typical young man. They don't sound like a typical young man. Um, the outfit changing was not an outfit change. The shooting expertise, I don't know, guys. I just don't know. I don't know. The signals were crazy. The signals were crazy. The video footage of Tyler throughout the day is crazy. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, guys. I mean, let's talk about Charlie Kirk himself. Why would Charlie Kirk be assassinated? Why a big deal about Charlie Kirk? Well, I have never been that impressed with Charlie Kirk myself. I like the guy, I guess. He's not that bad of a guy. He has some pretty bad takes, has some pretty great takes. Like most people in life, right? Most people have some pretty great, awesome takes, and they also have some pretty bad takes. I'm the same way. I'm sure I have a few really awful takes. It's okay. I'm okay with it. You're okay with it. And I got some pretty great takes as well. But anyway, I'm not like some Charlie Kirk fan, and I'm also not no Charlie Kirk hater, right? What I appreciate about Charlie Kirk is the symbolism behind his character or his role in politics, right? He has always been someone that has typically argued in good faith and welcomed debate. Um, Specifically when it comes to the youth of America. And I find that to be so I do find that to be impressive and virtuous of him to not want to sit around and argue with a bunch of old farts, but to want to challenge the youth and to challenge their way of thinking, especially considering the fact that our youth in higher education are, you know, they're being manipulated by a lot of liberal propaganda. And so I find it to be admirable that that was his life mission, was to instill conservative principles in the youth, right? And to arm them with the ability to think critically, to think on their feet quickly, to defend their arguments, and to break down the arguments of their opponents. I think that's just very virtuous goal to have, something that's bigger than himself, right? Um, and this is important. This is very important. I'm not just blowing smoke. I'm not just gucking Charlie Kirk. 'Cause I don't give a fuck about the man that deeply. To be honest with you, I'm sorry. I'm just being. I don't care that much. But it's really important because um, he had a lot of influence on the youth. And when you look at all of the polling in America as it relates to Israel, Israel is not popular the way they used to be. Israel has always had a death grip on American politics and American culture and American favor. Death grip. But that's been changing the last several years. It has changed dramatically and quickly. You have a lot of people, older people, that have lost confidence in Israel. But a lot of people, but still, overwhelmingly, we support Israel, right? They still have a death grip on all our politicians, all the old fuckers. Israel's got them by the balls, right? Easy to see. Look at APAC. Look at how much money they're shilling out. But here's the thing: they've completely lost the youth. Completely lost the youth. Charlie Kirk himself is a big fan of Israel, huge proponent of Israel, massive fan. Go, 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 go. I mean, Charlie Kirk has been sucking Israel's dick for years, right? Despite his personal opinions on Israel, his constituents don't give a fuck about Israel, nor should they. Because Charlie Kirk's youthful audience that he carries and influences, he cannot influence them on Israel. People are their own people. They see the writing on the wall. They see Israel for who they are, a disgusting government that has co opted American politicians through bribery and a lot of other things that I'm not going to get on. I'm not going to say tonight. That's a whole nother. That's a whole nother live. Oh, that's a whole nother live. Okay. So Charlie Kirk's youthful audience is against Israel, right? Despite Charlie being a pro-Israel himself, right? Um, Recently, Charlie Kirk was lobbied by some Israel dicksuckers, right? And they literally offered Charlie Kirk double of what his organization was able to raise in the last year. Doubled. This would be a massive amount of money. This could make TPUSA. I mean, the money is just crazy. The amount of money that was offered to Charlie Kirk. He said no. Charlie said no. Why did he say no? Well, I'll tell you why he said no. It's pretty simple because Charlie himself has been having a come to Jesus moment, no pun intended, about Israel himself. His support for Israel has been waning over the last several years. And I think this was, again, no pun intended, but this was his turning point on Israel. And to be able to say no to the massive amount of money that his organization was being offered, it caused him a bit of strife. I don't know if you guys listen. I'm a Twitter power user. My memory is long. Okay, I have a long memory. Weeks before his assassination, Charlie Kirk was being called an anti-Semite on Twitter. He was being called dangerous. People were pressuring him and threatening him to disavow Tucker Carlson, to not platform Tucker because of his anti-Israel views and him allegedly being an anti-Semite. Charlie Kirk is now anti-Semite of the year. You know the ADL? The ADL, this look it up. There's no conspiracy. The ADL said that Charlie Kirk was an anti-Semite. You mean the same Charlie Kirk that's been sucking Israel's dick for years? And here's the problem. Here's the problem. When you are used to having absolute power and absolute control and absolute influence over individuals and organizations and political groups, and they step out of line in the ever so slightest way, they can't have that. And when you talk about Charlie's influence on his youthful conservative audience, and you combine that with his own personal changing views on Israel, he became a problem because now you have an entire generation. You have an entire generation of American citizens who hate Israel. An entire Generation Z, Republican and Democrats, don't fuck with Israel. They don't fuck with Israel. Both sides of the aisle for that generation don't fuck with Israel. So, I don't know what's going on. What I do know is that Charlie turned down kissing that fucking disgusting wall over there in Israel. You know the re-education wall that they before like before you the check clears. You know they deposit the check into your bank account, and before it actually clears, they fly you first class over to Israel to kiss the wall and put that fucking yarmulke on your fucking head so you look like a fucking bozo. Charlie refused to do that. Didn't want to do that. You know the wall I'm talking about. I don't even know what the wall is, but it's some like fucking wall that all these sham shield politicians have to go and kiss the fucking wall. You've seen Trump. You've seen his disgusting, animalistic ass go kiss that wall. Disgusting. It's disgusting to me. It's so un-American. It's such a like, I don't know. It just feels grimy and disgusting and just trifling, just un-American. It's a betrayal of American values to go and to like worship this other country. It's disgusting to me. Why are you going to go kiss this wall? Well, I know why. Because you want to make sure that the check cashes and clears into your bank account. That's why. So I don't know what to think, guys. I don't know. I don't know what to think about it. What I My opinions right now is that I don't know if Tyler actually committed this crime. I don't think he actually committed this crime. Um, I don't think he did it. I think this was something set up. I think it was. I think it was kind of set up. So that's where I'm at. I don't trust all the facts that have been presented to us, and I don't. Yeah, I don't think this is all that it seems. So okay. Um, let's read some comments. Let's read some comments. I think it's a team effort, y'all. This Charlie Kirk assassination was a team effort. Team effort. Team effort. Teamwork makes the dream work, y'all. And the dream is working for the elites. This is exactly what they wanted. This is exactly what they wanted. It's exactly what they wanted. Let's go read some comments. Let's go read some comments. I'm gonna scroll up and read some comments, and I'm not gonna I'm not gonna read everything. Um, Hi, Mason Santos. Notice that as soon as they called Tyler, his family said the only thing he said about Kirk was that he was full of hatred. Then the texts say exactly that. Not that he hated Kirk or thought he was dumb. Oh, Ryan thinks the trans girl helped plan it out. I don't know about that. Maybe. Maybe he did. Maybe the trans girl did know. Maybe she did know. Remember when I was engraving the bullets? They pull another video where he's walking around in shorts and a red t-shirt, but on its own, it doesn't make sense. People are mad at Candace, but she's asking all the right questions. Yeah, I think the texts are very dramatic. I think BB, hey Barbie, welcome to the chat tonight. I think it's very dramatic. It's very rehearsed, either rehearsed or it's another motherfucker writing those texts. Ryan, so yes, changing your shirt is technically changing your outfit, but that's not how people talk though. That's not how people naturally talk. No one changes their shirt and says, "Oh, I changed my outfit." They would say, "I changed my shirt." That's just not how people naturally talk. I hunt year round and can barely make 300 yards. I mean, I'm not a hunter, so I don't know. Stop crying. Who's crying? They were making very strange signals. Very strange. Very strange. You know, they say, see something, say something. I feel like the DQ pick is swapped too. Oh, when he went to go get a milkshake. I mean, you kill a man in cold blood and you go off to get a milkshake, girl. I can't. I can't. Everything has been strange. Something's very off. It's very off, David. Maybe the youth were the only ones he could manipulate. Maybe. I don't know. I think he's doing a really good job though, because most youths are liberal. I think Charlie just spent most of his time making unprepared. Ooh, well, fuck me. Wait. Sorry, guys. Okay. He just made unprepared college kids look stupid for his own propaganda. Part of that's true. But I think he also, it's not always about, and I think that's the point, Ben. That's kind of the point that these college kids spouting this liberal bullshit is stupid. You should be made to look stupid because a lot of what they're spouting is stupid. And it's not smart. It's not intelligent. But the fact is that people feel very passionately about being wrong. And Charlie made a lot of college kids who are passionate about being wrong look stupid. And for that, I thank him. Um, yeah, he opened the yeah. That's it. That's the thing. Charlie always is open to debate. Listen, bring your best. Charlie was always open to conversation, open to being wrong, and I think we need more people like that. Mandy, love you. This one isn't for me. I have too much respect for his wife to be part of conspiracy theories. Well, I appreciate that, Mandy. Listen, I get it. It's very sensitive. It feels like gossip. However, I believe we all deserve the truth, whether it's comfortable or not. You know. But I appreciate that opinion. Um, Charlie became less pro gay because Goldberg started going to his events, giving him their own right wing purity testing. Did he change his mind or just start grifting? Well, the Goipers are all gay cat boys that are into trans girls. Last time I checked, I mean, listen, I just know Nick Fuentes is getting fucked in the ass. I know he's a nasty bottom. I just know it in my heart of hearts that Nick Fuentes is a nasty bottom. That's my opinion. That's my conspiracy theory. Allegedly, in my opinion, I think Nick Fuentes is a nasty bottom, a power bottom, maybe even a power bottom. I don't know. BB done gone off the deep end. Oh my god, what he said with that demon, BB Netanyahu, he's a demon. He's quite literally a devil. Quite literally, BB is a devil. Literally. But what he said about Charlie Kirk dying for Israel, Charlie Kirk dying for Israel? Now, come on now. He be saying shit right in our faces. be saying shit right in our faces, and y'all eat that shit up. All you politicians eat that shit up. All that money talks, money screams. He died for Israel. Did he? That's the question I'm trying to get to. Did he die for Israel? That's the question we all have in our own. Good point, BB. Did he die for Israel? That's what we trying to figure out now. That's what Candace Owens is trying to figure out. Did he die for Israel? That's what we're trying to figure out. Girl, I don't know. Child, I don't know. Listen, I don't know. Charlie wanted the evil in Israel to be dismantled. He loved Israel as a nation, the nation it's supposed to be. I don't give a fuck about Israel. I don't know why people are so obsessed with what the fuck is going on over in Israel. Listen, if they want to be full of pedophiles and be, a safe haven for pedophiles, then I mind the business that pays me. Okay, I mind the business that pays Cho. So if Israel wants to be a demonic nation and do crazy shit, by all means, do what you fucking do. What I don't like is when we Americans are implicated and when we Americans are footing the bill for their terrorism and for their indiscretions against other countries and for their disgusting behavior as politicians. We got a lot of shit to do with in our own nation to be worried about what the fuck is going on in Israel of all fucking places. Like I could really care less, Barbie, about what the fuck is going on in Israel, good or bad. It has no bearing on me. No bearing on me. But it does because we foot the bill and we give them billions of dollars, okay? From our stolen tax dollars. We give them billions of dollars. So that's when I start to care about what the fuck is going on in Israel and how it relates to America, right? But yeah, Charlie was a big fan of Israel. A big fan. He died for Israel. That's what the devil, out of the devil's mouth himself. That's what he said. Charlie Kirk died for Israel. That's what Candace Owens is trying to figure out too. That's what she thinks too, that he died for Israel. So I guess Candace Owens and Bibi Netanyahu, they agree on one thing, I guess. I don't know. Um, he changed his stance on gays. He even defended them against other conservatives. He said that being gay shouldn't define someone as a person. He did say that. I saw that video. Charlie was called many names because he was speaking too much truth, clearly. I've never heard Charlie say anything bad about Jews. Well, no one's saying anything bad about Jews. We're talking about Israel. We're talking about Israel. Um, I don't see any spamming, Barbie. Um, yeah, Barbie, I don't see any spamming. There's no need for a timeout for Ben. He has a difference of opinion. You don't have to like it. Um, Cho, the wall is also a Christian monument. I don't give a fuck. I I really don't. I really don't. Um, Stop kissing that fucking wall. Get the fuck. You gotta put if you gotta put a fucking yarmulke on to kiss the fucking wall, it's not very Christian to me. Stop. Um, it's called the Wailing Wall. Dumbest get educated. What does that mean? Dumbest get educated. Um. Oh. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh, I'm back. Okay, back on point. I think Tyler Robinson was groomed then approached. Maybe. Who knows? I don't know. I think it was a team effort though. This is definitely a team effort. It's giving team effort to me. I don't think this is something that was orchestrated by the elites. I think this is an unexpected speed bump in their plans because of how much rage and anger this created. I think the people in charge wanted chaos from this. Well, that's what they're getting. Oh my God, do you have all messages on? I do, Leah. Thank you so much. I do have all messages on. By the way, guys, I know I get behind in chat, but if you want to get your message read immediately, then throw a bitch $1. Throw me $1 and you can get your message read immediately. Okay? I get very far behind in chat because I try to do you the courtesy of reading all of your messages. But if you really want me to read something quickly, then $1 will make me holla. That's what the great ancient Chinese proverb said by Honey Boo Boo, Priestess Honey Boo Boo. $1 will make me holla. So, um, oh, after his own sentences, yes, once or twice. If you want Cho to read and respond to your message immediately, tip top super chat to hurry up and catch up with chat show. Okay. Sorry. Okay, sorry. Okay, stop. I will. Okay, I'm gonna try to speed through. I'm skipping some comments too. Um, I'm skipping some comments too, Ryan. I am not a Timu Snoop. No, not even close. Do you think there's only two genders? There are only two genders. There are only two. There's no thinking about that. There's only two genders. If you can't make 300 yards, you're not a real hunter. Well, most people are not a real hunter. But again, you guys are misconstruing what I'm saying. Charlie Army, this is bigger than we think. Hashtag Charlie Army, this is bigger than you think. Well, bye Felicia. You might be right about that. Hashtag Charlie Army. This is bigger than we think. I feel like he's been sainted. You know, again, I didn't find him to be overly impressive, but I feel like people are really, really sucking Charlie's dick now. It's interesting. People do get, revered in death, which is unfortunate because the man was alive for so long. Well, no, really, not really. He's like 31 years old. He was pretty fucking young. But he's been around doing his fucking thing for a long time now. Where was all the support for him when he was alive? I don't know. It's a little crazy. It's all a simulation. Whoever controls it is pushing all the get fucked buttons. Well, they're pressing them all, Leah. Hi, friend. I love you, but I am out on this one. I cannot be part of conspiracy theories. Out of respect for his wife, she doesn't need this on the internet. Well, I respect your opinion, Mandy. Um, the thing about conspiracy theories since 2020 is that we've been right. We've been right. So again, the batting average is looking pretty fucking high, Mandy. I hate to say that. I hate to say that, but it's true. I hate to say that, but it's definitely true. The batting average on conspiracy theories since 2020 have been very high, incredibly high. And I don't think we're far off here either. But I understand that people want to be respectful of the wife and we don't want to put bad insensitive things on the internet. I get it. I get it, girl. I get it. It's fine. Um the FBI said there was many text exchanges with the trans girlfriend before shooting. Well, no shit, there was many text exchanges. That's his girlfriend. No shit. I would assume that there's many text messages with his girlfriend. Epstein files blocked. Charlie Kirk being made MAGA MLK for white boys. Now they're policing grief. This is all Project 2025, the billionaire's playbook with Miller and Fuentes in charge and saying, I don't know about that. I mean, Epstein files blocked, yes. We love protecting pedophiles. The Trump administration loves protecting pedophiles because he's most likely, in my opinion, Trump is a pedophile. In my opinion, he's a pedophile. At worst, he's a pedophile. At best, he protects pedophiles because of financial gain. At best. At best, he protects Trump. Donald Trump protects pedophiles for financial gain. At best. And at worst, he's a pedophile. Take your pick. Take your pick. Pick one or two. Pick one. You could be mad about it. You being mad about that fact is not my problem. Um, Charlie Kirk being the MAGA MLK for white boys, that's kind of funny. That's kind of funny. The MAGA MLK for white boys is crazy. And they're policing grief. Well, let's get into the cancel culture thing tomorrow. 'Cause I have lots to say about that, and we only have like 30 more minutes, if that. Because I kind of want to end the stream early because I have to do. I have an 8 o'clock meeting. Isn't that? Oh my god! I have to meet with someone at 8 o'clock in the morning. I have a phone call at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna be sick having to wake up before 8 o'clock and actually be cognizant and like communicative. I'm gonna be sick just thinking about it. But we'll get into the whole policing grief thing tomorrow. This is Project 2025. That's a stretch. Go get a job. If you think this is Project 2025, listen, listen, we are 9 months into Project 2025, and I am still a free man. I thought that by now, I thought January 20th, to be quite frank. Honestly, truly, in my opinion, my honest opinion, I thought Project 2025 by January 20th, I'll be enslaved again in a cage somewhere, out, let out, 3 hours a day to pick cotton. That's what I thought. I am very disappointed with this whole Project 2025 situation that we think, all the hoopla about Project 2025. I swear to God, I thought that I would be picking cotton 3 hours a day in a cage in the basement the rest of the time. But here we are, 9 months into Project 2025. I don't know. So that's a bit much. Cool, Dad Will. The MAGA MLK for white boys, that's funny. But this is all Project 2025. Where's I mean, what? I don't know. I think she'll make it if she even listen. Leo, you're right about that. Manny, this is the most respectful conversation you'll see about it on the internet. As someone married to the free speech MLK of our time, I think she'll make it if she ever even saw the stream. Well, listen, Charlie Kirk's wife. I don't even know. I don't know the girl's name. Charlie Kirk's wife. Please watch this stream and let me know your opinions on my conspiracy theories about the death of your husband. Um, I'm not doing it for for attention. Like I don't care about your husband that much to be doing all that. But I do think that we deserve the truth about what happened to him because it shouldn't happen to anyone, right? So hopefully you're not taking this offensively. But if you're watching, like, leave a bitch a sub. Leave a bitch a sub. Support your boy Cho. I don't know. Leave a like. Leave a like too. But she knows. I think Charlie Kirk's wife knows what's really the tea. I think she knows the tea. She knows the tea. But she's in a tough place. She just lost her husband in front of her, in front of their children. How devastating. It's terrible. How traumatic. Um For any landlubbers in EST, there's only 12 minutes left of International Talk Like a Pirate Day. Arr! Oh, did I miss it? I'm 7 minutes late. Fuck. I'm 7 minutes late. I'm glad she's going to be taking over TP USA as their leader. Very fitting. Love it. College kids should be smarter than him by logic. Everyone he went to debate at Cambridge wiped the floor with him. Even the bounty teacher kid, I saw the entire 3 hour debate. Not one person came close. Yeah, Ben's a leftist, but we love Ben Dessel here. We love having different opinions here in the community. I don't agree with my homeboy Ben, but that's okay. His opinion has value too. He had to Gish Gollop. Ooh, not Gish Gollop. Not. I love that. See, Ben is so shady. That's really why I love Ben, because he's shady. Not Gish Gollop. I love that word so much. Was he fucking Candace Owens? Is the question. Stop. Stop. No, no. No, they were not fucking. Stop. That's ridiculous. Wait, he had to Gish Gollop talking to the Ginger Cambridge kid, not Gish Gollop. See you next time, Mandy. Love you too. This is why we can't find more common ground. The radical left refuses to just begin a conversation in factual truth and go from there. Good point. Um, the fact you're using the term radical left is proof you are warped by the right wing propaganda misinformation machine. Okay, here we go. You're the one with the list, but you know how to spot bottom from top. You're right. Of course I do, Flying V. I'm a homo. The fuck? Yeah, you're right. My lisp is definitely qualifying. I should know how to identify bottoms and tops with my eyes closed, honey. The fuck? I don't know why you guys get in here. You think you're like reading, but you can't read me. You cannot read me, guys. You can't read me. Sometimes you guys can read me, but not with a read like that. Keep trying. Israel unfortunately has a lot of power over people via money. They do. Are you trans? Yes. I have been trans. I'm a trans man. So I originally had a vagina. They stuck a 7-inch cock on me, and I've been living my life fruitfully ever since. Thanks for the question. The truth, yeah, okay. The reality is that I can actually think for myself, but it's radical because, gee, I don't know. Look at what the fuck just happened. Cole Parter. Period. Broncos or Chargers? No idea what you're talking about. I know that's football. Broncos. No, no, no. I like Chargers because I almost got a Dodge Charger as my first car. He got assassinated from people that hated him. Candace will find out. Oh, Candace will find out. How's your head game? It C average, lazy. Curtis, lazy. I'm just being honest. It's my head game. It's giving C. It's giving C average on a good day, to be honest. D on the regular. Um, Good question though. Oh, I'm so far behind in chat. I'm almost catching up, guys. Um, Talk that shit. Talk that tiny hat shit. Period. D. Period. Charlie cared about Israel Cho and the corruption which trickles down to us, as we'll hopefully see soon. It's going to be very surprising, no doubt. I can immediately tell this guy's a deviant. You skipping mine, you hoe. Oh my god, no, Leah Bobia. I'm trying to read everything. You just a sad person looking for a fight on the internet. I just call bullshit when I see it. Period. Hey JJ, what's going on? You had to perform a miracle or two to become a saint. Well, listen. At this point, Charlie Kirk is like the next angel on Earth. You would have thought he was an angel. Everyone's like boohooing and crying, and I mean, again, I don't mean any disrespect. I thought that people celebrating his death was disgusting and in poor taste and terrible and demonic. But booing and crying and I'm not the most emotional person. Well, I am emotional sometimes. I'm dramatic. Is being dramatic emotional? Am I an emotional person? I don't know. Sometimes I think I'm emotional because I am a drama queen, but then other times I'm like, oh, I'm not very emotional because like I don't give a fuck. But people are crying. I know someone in real life, a good friend of mine. She told me she hasn't been able to sleep. I'm like, what do you mean you haven't been able to sleep over some man getting killed? Like, do you know? Like, girl, do you know how many people get killed every day and assassinated every day? I don't know. Maybe I'm not being sensitive enough, but crying about Charlie Kirk, maybe I'm just not emotional enough for that. I don't know. Um, he preached the word of God. Oh, okay, honey. If sex didn't mean anything, it was just a social construct. Why do they have gender reassignment surgeries and demand we use different pronouns? What's up with that list? I'm a homo. It's genetic. I can't even begin to argue with folks that deny basic science and facts like they are the facts. So because I'm sure you don't want to be a hypocrite, you are just as appalled by the radical right as well. No, is that Talia or me? I mean, me. Yes, I'm appalled by them as well. I fight with the Groypers all the time. They hate me. The right and the left hates me. So I mean, it's whatever. They hate me because they can't be me. The Senate just declared October 14th as National Day of Remembrance for Charlie Kirk. I mean, okay. I don't really do holidays. I don't really celebrate Christmas. I don't celebrate holidays, so I won't be celebrating Remembrance Day of Charlie Kirk. But okay. It's more because people labeled them as conspiracy rather than actually being one. Boyfriend or girlfriend? Boyfriend, not girlfriend. Um, Conspiracy theories were all over the place during COVID, and many of them turn out accurate. Conspiracy theories is used to curtail speech. That part, I'm gonna read that part again. Nathan Hasselhurst with some tea. Conspiracy theories were all over the place during COVID, and many of them turn out to be accurate. Conspiracy theories is used to curtail speech. Wake that up. Wake it up. Wake it up. For chosen media attention and response, super chat for the win. It's true. It's true. Okay, I was sitting in the bushes, but I must agree with what he said about Trump. He's definitely a pedophile. Well, he's either a pedophile or he's a pedophile protector. It's one or the other. It's one or the other. I don't know which one it is, but it's one or the other. So, yeah. If you are a libertarian, why do you care so much if a person wants to identify as whatever they want? A true libertarian wouldn't give a shit, and in fact would say it's not. Well, it's not anyone's business what they identify as, but when you are trying to force me to commingle with you in the bathroom, let's say I have a vagina, right? Let's say I'm actually a real woman. Okay, let's pretend I'm a real woman. You're now forcing me to commingle with a man in a space that is meant for women. Let's talk about this trans thing again. Okay, let's talk about this. Okay, trans people have been fine for decades. Trans women have been in women's bathrooms forever. Okay, forever. This specific issue didn't become an issue until you had radical leftist activists, trans activists with blue hair, full on beards, a little bit of cheap lipstick from Walmart, and a dress with hairy legs talking about, I'm a woman, this is my right to be here. We didn't have an issue until you started trying to literally transition children, underage minors under the age of 18. This was not really a cultural issue until you started having the sports leagues being dominated by biological men. I do not give a fuck about you wanting to chop your dick off, about you wanting to wear a dress or to identify as whoever you want to identify as. But when it comes to harming children, when it comes to taking up spaces in the opposite sex that belong to them, that's where I think it becomes an issue, right? I dated some. Well, I didn't date them when they were trans, but I always talk about this before. I dated a guy that was a guy, and now he's a girl. I love him so much. Well, I love her so much. I love her so much. She's really beautiful, very hot as a guy, even hotter as a girl. I don't know how they do it. Well, she's Asian. That's how they do it. I feel like Asians, just my opinion, I feel like Asians they really can just do both ways. Like they can be men, they can be women. Th- It's flawless, right? It's flawless. And she's very fishy. She gives woman, but that's what I'm trying to say. I hate to be this way, but it's true. Sorry, I hate to say this. I hate to say this, but it's true. But if you're not passing, you've got more work to do in your transition. I say that out of love to my trans people, my trans friends. You've got work to do because my trans friends that have really done the work and been able to accomplish the work in their transition, they don't want you to know that they're fucking trans. They're not waving around flags, shaking their tits, talking about I'm trans, hear me roar. They're not doing that. They're normal people who want to be left the fuck alone. It wasn't until these leftist organizers, activists, and fundraisers, these fundraising groups, when us homos got married and got all of our rights, they didn't have anything else they can fundraise off of. And how do you fundraise? You fundraise off of plight. Oh my God, Chloe, thank you for becoming a yapper. Long time no see. Finally, thank you. Rich girl, my rich princess from France, my princess of France. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so. I love you so much. Um, um, but yeah, it's like this didn't become a problem until the human rights campaign started to like they found out, oh my God, you know, we don't have anything to fundraise for anymore. The gays, the homos, they can marry each other, they can adopt, they can have surrogates. How are we gonna fundraise? How are we gonna make money? They don't want to lose their jobs. So this whole trans thing is how they've been fundraising now. You can notice how the trans and the queer and the non-binary and all that shit has co-opted the gay movement. They've co-opted the gay movement because that's how people are able to fundraise. You can't fundraise off of gay rights anymore. So sorry for the sub rant. Who got me on this rant? I think the truth got me on this. Was it the truth? Oh yeah, the truth. Good, I mean, good question. If you're a libertarian, why do you care so much if a person wants to identify as whatever they want? A true libertarian wouldn't give a shit, and in fact would say you're right. You're totally right. It's none of our business. But the left and the activist class of the left, they continue to make it our business. They're continuing to make it our business. When you waltz your nasty ass with your hairy ass legs, your 5 o'clock shadow, and your lipstick from Walmart, when you waltz your ass with your $2 wig, your shake and go wig from Sally's, when you walk into the women's bathroom or a women's locker room like that, you make it our business. Okay? Okay. Sorry for the little sub rant, but I have to give a sub rant sometimes. The radical left just wants universal health care, billionaires to pay more taxes, and not live in a country where immigrants are hunted for sport. Well, immigrants are not hunted for sport. Illegal immigrants are hunted for sport, which they should. Um, we should make this country so inhabitable for illegal immigrants that they stop coming. We should make life so difficult for them that they stop coming to begin with. I know that sucks, but if you're not going to another sub rant, it's coming. Another sub rant is coming. But if you're going to allow the first evil, oh my god, hey Mandy, Mandy's back. Hi, I'm back. You're correct. The gay rights won the right to marriage, but because so many NGO and CEO made a living out of that, they had to pivot to keep that income and funding. It's true. It's true. It's true. Mandy, it's true. That's the true tea. They had to make up these issues and make up these problems to fundraise off of. Am I going to spill this tea right now? My partner and I are being lobbied right now because we're gay. They don't know that we voted for Trump, but because we're gay, they're trying to get us to come to this $100 like fundraising like this dinner. Bitch, it don't even, you know what? I'm not, let me stop. Let me stop. I'm not going to even talk about that. But no, Amanda, you're totally right. And thank you for the super chat. I appreciate your generosity and your benevolence. Your benevolence knows no bounds. I really, really appreciate it. But it's totally true. This whole trans issue, it's so crazy to me. They have shot themselves in the foot with this trans issue. They've shot themselves in the foot because you're right. These CEOs and these NGOs and these CEOs of these nonprofit corporations or organizations, they gotta make a buck somehow, right? And they can no longer exploit the gay movement because there is no gay movement. What else do the gays need? What else do the gays need? Right? They can't exploit the gay movement financially anymore. So they've moved on to this non binary movement. Right? So, yeah. Um, what people classify as the far right is really just another flavor of socialism. It's true. Whoopi Goldberg went hard over Project 2025. Well, a lot of people did, and I don't know why. The man who set fire to the home and attempted to kill Democratic Governor Josh Shapiro was a Trump supporter. Where was MAGA's outrage there? Well, they're hypocrites. MAGA's hypocrites. The truth. You didn't know that? They're hypocrites. They're okay with political violence against liberals, but not against their people. Come on, the truth. Wake up. They're hypocrites. I'm not MAGA. Go ask them. I condemn violence from every side. It's all fucking wrong. And here is the problem in a lot of these conversations. A lot of people are not actually married to either side. A lot of people are not married to either side. But so often when we're having these conversations, the first thing people will do as a retort against something you're saying is to say, but what about MAGA? MAGA did this and you didn't say anything. Well, it's like, motherfucker, I'm not MAGA. And I did say something. So what? How is this a contribution to the discussion that we're having right now? It's not a contribution. It's irrelevant. Um, you're not talking to people here, the truth, who are MAGA. Well, let me not misspeak. I think the majority of my audience is libertarian but leans conservative. So there are some MAGA folks here. But at least when you're talking to me, I'm not MAGA. Not even close. Not even close. Um, but it's unfortunate because I think that this whole, well, your side did it. It's like, well, not everyone's on a side, right? Um, Supreme Court approved of ISIS racial profiling a week or two ago. Well, I believe in racial profiling. I, I hate to say that, but it's true. Everyone profiles. Everyone profiles. Everyone profiles. You profile as well. Everybody profiles. It's true. And there is literally no place in the world where individuals do not profile. You mean to tell me that you would be more afraid of a woman than a man? Do you know that men are infinitely more violent than women? Infinitely more violent, like, statistically speaking? Like, men are so extremely violent. And so we profile. Statistically speaking, young black males are infinitely, disproportionately more likely to commit a violent crime against you than anybody else. You mean to tell me that if you're walking down a dark alley and you see a young 19-year-old black male and you see a 70-year-old Asian lady, who are you gonna walk by? Don't act brand new, guys. Stop acting brand new. Stop acting brand new. Because I already know. I'm not reading the comments yet because I'm behind in chat. But stop acting brand new, y'all. We all know that statistics are statistics and that profiling, racial, aging, like younger people commit more crimes. Younger people are more reckless. So we profile younger people versus older people. You would not expect a 75-year-old Asian woman to be committing violent crimes. You wouldn't be surprised about a black, young, 19-year-old male committing violent crimes, right? You are not, you don't come to that conclusion of surprise or not without doing some sense of profiling. So we've got to stop this whole thing with,
Oh my god, profiling is racist and it's white supremacy.
listen, I live in Columbus, Ohio. Okay. I don't want to brag about how much my house is worth, but I live in a pretty nice house. Okay. I have been harassed. I have been stolen. My car's been broken into. They just stole, an individual just stole a bike out of our garage. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? I think it was yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. They just fucking, no, was it 2 days ago? So much shit's been happening to me, y'all, that like I can't even keep up. But okay, okay. Long story short, we own another house on the block, and my partner was working on the house on the block, and it just happened to like open up the garage. He was going back and forth, whatever, and a motherfucker went right into our garage and stole one of our bikes. Disgusting. Disgusting. Broad day. This is broad daylight, by the way. Mind you, this is broad daylight. And then the incident with me when someone broke into my car, it's like this is like at like 7 o'clock in the morning. This is like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. It's crazy. It's crazy. People are sick. People are sick. What was I ranting about? Oh, the profiling. Good. Good. Supreme Court. Best Supreme Court we've ever had in this nation. Best Supreme Court we've ever had. Stats don't lie. 70% of the left agrees that political assassinations are okay. 9% of the right agrees. It's true. Stats don't lie. Eric or Kirk, leave a like. I mean, if Erica's watching, yeah, leave a like. Oh my god, it's time for me to end the stream, guys. Oh my god, I'm gonna. Okay, I. Oh my. Okay, I'm gonna like really speed through some of these comments just to catch up. Hi Kiba. Check out my live from yesterday. The Atlanta just finally published a study that proves once and for all that denying children hormones and surgeries actually lowers suicidal ideation. Um, can you okay? Can you post your Leah? Do me a favor, homegirl. Post your live stream in my Discord. You can post it in the venti. You can post it in the general chat and just say I said you can post it. Post the shit. I want to watch it. Um, the funny thing is, Antifa and fascists are on the same side. They're both left. They're both left wing. Period. Planned Parenthood is an abortion factory. Planned Parenthood is a radical left group. Ah. I mean, I'm pro-abortion, so I don't know. Would I consider them far? Maybe, yeah, maybe they are far left. I don't know. Maybe they are. FCC guy Carr admitted he's following Project 2025. So you're wrong. Didn't your boy say something about kids should be made to watch public executions? Read that out loud. Who's my boy? Flying V. Who's my boy? Explain what it is to be red. Oh, that's so funny. It's a gay term. It's a gay black term. So Jim Smithicus, to be read means to be made fun of, to expose with the truth, to expose the truth about someone that is often embarrassing or humiliating. To read someone means to tell them how it is, or yeah, to humiliate, I think is a good one. To humiliate, to be made to look dumb or stupid, to again to expose the truth that happens to also be embarrassing about a person. Look how educational this is. Guys, I'm being told I've hit the 90-minute mark. I like to try to be done by 90 minutes. I have to wake up early in the morning. I identify as suicidal. Okay. You're one of those nerdy blacks, huh? Am I nerdy? I don't think I'm nerdy, Igor. I don't think I'm nerdy. Maybe I am. So you got to look at the stats. Less than 2,000 people under 18 got puberty blockers and hormones from 2018 through 2023, and there's less than 12 trans athletes in the NCAA. Not enough to do studies on. Send me the studies. Um, and also, there should be zero people under the age of 18 getting puberty blockers. There should be zero. Just um, Jake from State Farm. Hey, Jake from State Farm. We are going to overtime, DJ. Cringe, but right. Who, me? I'm cringe? Well, yeah, I can be cringe sometimes, honey. That's why the DOJ just removed a study from their website showing the majority of domestic terrorism was from right-wing radicals since 1990s. Just YouTube it when we're done. They began gender treatment and walked it back because they saw the undeniable damage it did to kids, period. No, they don't condemn this purely political and public assassination. They don't. Additionally, Planned Parenthood acknowledged that any views on eugenics are direct opposition to its mission today and has publicly denounced them. Have a good one, Ryan. Thank you for being here. You got a bagpipe performance at 7 a.m. Who needs to be playing the bagpipe at 7 a.m.? What are you doing at 7 a.m. that requires a bagpipe to be played? I have questions. I'll be messaging you on Instagram because I have questions. I know you're probably going by now. You got a bagpipe performance at 7 a.m. Wish me luck. What the fuck? You should not be up playing the bagpipe at 7 a.m. And again, and please enlighten me on what type of event would require a bagpipe to be played at 7 a.m. on Saturday morning. I don't know. This is strange. This is That's strange to me, Ryan. How could you leave on such a note? I, what? What? Playing the I've got a bagpipe performance at 7 a.m. Wish me luck. I have questions, Ryan. Can someone okay? Can I get a moderator or a Discord person to please put a note in the general chat of the Discord? I need to just have a note. I need to have a note channel. I need to make a note channel. I need to make a live stream note channel, a channel for all of my notes from the live stream. But I need remind me to message Ryan about his 7 a.m. bagpipe performance. Because I have to follow up on that. That's something I have to follow up. I have to follow up and follow through on that. I was so shocked on Charlie Kirk. I didn't agree on some things he stood for, but all he wanted was he thought was peace. He didn't deserve to die. It's sick. These people who celebrate it is sick. Well, it definitely wasn't yeah. Back during Jim Crow, it was it wasn't the liberals killing folks. It was the conservatives. Kirk, Kirk personally profited, in fact, became wealthy from sowing division. Doesn't mean he should have been killed for exercising the First Amendment right. However, let's keep it real. He was no saint. He definitely was not a saint. This whole sanctification of Charlie Kirk is a little weird to me. It's a little weird to me. It's a little weird. The girls are crying. Like I said, the girls are crying. The girls can't sleep. They just are so bothered. Like, I don't know, y'all. I'm not there. I'm not there. Um, Cho, what's a Guerper, aka Nick Fuentes? Yeah, I feel really conflicted with them because some of the things are super real, like the best truth I heard. He does 180 says some BS. I'm not sure if that's rage bait or etc. Some people are a mixed bag. They say something they're very profound and then lie to your face the next sentence. Sometimes, yeah. Hey, Sir Drums, you have to look at each statement individually, yeah. Cho, when you and I get profiled, we don't get thrown in a detention center. So, while true, I think once enough people get profiled and enough people reap the repercussions of this, and when people actually start sealing, you know what could prevent this from happening? Preventing people from crossing the border. If you prevent people from crossing the border, then there's no need for detention centers. If you remove the incentive for people to come here, which by the way is complicated because a lot of our foreign don't get me started. Don't the industrial war complex, don't get me started on this topic. But we really do destroy other countries from the inside out. We do that. We destabilize other countries and we send them into turmoil. And I'm just saying a part of it is the reason why a lot of motherfuckers are trying to come into the US. So, but again, it's a little convoluted. But if we start removing the incentives for people to come here illegally, We wouldn't need to have fucking detention centers. We wouldn't need to be profiling people and trying to get bitches up out of here. You know what I mean? If you what's happening right now, and I don't, and again, even though I'm vehemently um in support of a lot of the immigration policies that Trump has promised to do, key point promised to do, that doesn't mean that I'm very happy with them. I think it's unfortunate that in order to curtail border crossings, we now have to make life miserable for the illegals that are here. But again, you only have one of two options. Either one, stop people from crossing the border, or two, remove the incentive to come in the first place. Those are the only two ways to stop illegal immigration. There are no other ways to stop illegal immigration. One, stop them at the border, or two, stop them in the heart, in the brain, right? Now, under those two options, you have different strategies underneath them, right? Put a fence, put an electrocuting fence. You can do lots of different things, right? You know, stop giving them free money, stop giving them driver's licenses, start locking them up and sending them on a one-way ticket back home. There's ways to make their life a living hell once they're here that will make them think maybe I shouldn't bring my children to this country because it's worse to be here than it is in my very own country. Do you know what I mean? It's unfortunate, but that doesn't feel good. And there is some moral gray area that's not cool. I don't think we should be torturing people. I don't think they should be in cages and just, like, but it's difficult. It's very difficult. So, you know, I struggle with that. But again, if you didn't commit the first evil, we wouldn't have to be committing these current evils, I guess. Maybe that's a maybe that's a very immature way to think about it. Maybe I'm being very immature. Maybe I am. I don't know. That's where I am. That's where I am right now. Convince me otherwise. I don't know. I can be convinced. Talk to me. Oh my god, guys, I have to go soon. It's been 100 minutes. Wait, I'm gonna get to the end of the comments. I'm gonna catch up. Um, it's not like immigrants are getting ice cream and foot rubs in Alligator Alcatraz, nor should they. Nor should they. Do not spam, guys. Do not spam. It's not like wait. I also believe in racial profile, but I believe in class. It's nuance. If I see a young black man in a suit groomed well, I would trust him more than the white crackhead. Well, of course, of course. That immigrant thing you said, make life hard for them so they don't want to be here. Think about an enslaved ancestor that didn't want to be here. She can't go back. They're not enslaved here. That's the difference. The enslaved ancestor was brought here. No one is bringing illegal immigrants across the border. They're choosing to come here of their own volition. I get profiled sometimes at first. It only bothers me when I am clearly respectful and they still profile me, which is rare for me personally. Yeah. If you want to see the damage that mass immigration does to a country, you need to go look at the UK. Listen, if we want mass immigration, that's one thing, but mass illegal immigration, doing all these, backroom deals and all this shit, I'm not for it. But if that's the people want to vote for, then that's the way it should be, right? I believe that the people should be able to choose the future they want, and the UK chose that. That's what they wanted. Americans don't want that shit. We don't want that shit. Both the left and the right. We don't want that shit. Which is why you saw even mainstream Democrats talk about Kamala, that cunt. Kamala, that cunt even turned around, did a 180. 180 or 360? I'm not good at math. I'm not good at geometry. Well, you know what? I lied. I got an A minus in geometry class. Proofs. I love a good proof. I love a good proof. You know why I like good proof? I'll tell you why I like good proof. I like a good proof because it's an opportunity to explain yourself, right? And like I'm good at yapping. Like I like to talk, right? So the proof chapter in geometry, I excelled in the proofs because I can talk, right? I can talk my way out of a box if I need to. So I'm okay at geometry. Um, Shooting Hitler is technically a political assassination. Well, yeah, it is. Not to excuse political assassination. I just mean the question is flawed. Well, okay, so Ben, yeah, so my partner left the garage door open. But okay, I've lived in areas that are high trust societies and high trust culture. Why is it that we live in a low trust society? Why is it that I have to even have locks on my doors? I'll tell you a story. So when I first moved to the mid Ohio area, I moved to a little town called Granville, Ohio. I still have lots of friends in Granville. I go to Granville all the time because I have lots of friends there. And it's just, I miss living in Granville. But when I first moved to Granville, I'm from Toledo, Ohio. Inner city Toledo, Ohio, the mud, aka the mud. Kind of a hood-ish area. Um, so when I first moved to Granville, Ohio, I was house sitting. I was dog sitting for one of my friends there. Sarah's her name. And she tells me, oh no, I asked her, well, are you gonna give me keys to the house? Because you're gonna be out of town for a week. Give me keys to the house. She tells me, we don't lock our doors. What? Yeah, don't worry about it. We keep the door unlocked. Excuse me? I had never, I had never in my life. I was so shocked and appalled that they leave their house unlocked 24/7. And so it's just one of those mystical places outside of the Columbus, Ohio area that's like that. It's a very high trust culture in Granville, Ohio. And that's why I love it so much. Same can be said for New Albany. You know, in New Albany, Ohio, I lived in Granville, I moved to New Albany, I now live in inner city Columbus. But even when I lived in New Albany, that's where Lex Westner is from, by the way. Not that he was my neighbor because he has a compound. He has a compound. He does. I was driven by it. He has a compound. Lex Westner, good friend of Epstein. Good friend of Epstein. Why did that refresh? He's a good friend of Epstein. Really rich guy. I lived in the same area that he lived in. I miss it so much. But again, another high trust society, and that's what is currently bothering me about living in Columbus is that you know, I don't want to live in a place where I have to be worried about my property all the fucking time because I'm a decent fucking person. I would never think about stealing from another person. And I actually don't want to live around people that would consider such a thing. And I've lived in two areas now where those things don't exist. You can look up the crime statistics in Granville, Ohio. Theft does not really exist. It's not like the cops are bored in Granville. In New Albany, very, very, very low incidents of crimes like that. So, so yeah, Ben, you're right. Um, We should have had a lock on the on. We should have had the gate closed. We should remember. My partner and I should remember that we live in the fucking city, a liberal hellhole where it's high crime, low trust. That's where we live. And we have to always be prepared to either be assaulted, stolen from, or exploited in some shape or fashion. We live in the city. We live in the city. So I miss living in Granville. I miss living in New Albany. I do. Guys, I really have to go. But before I go, I need to ask you guys to subscribe to the channel. A lot of you people don't subscribe, and I don't know why you don't subscribe. You come here to hear me talk shit all the time, and all it does is it exposes you as the hating ass bitch that you are. You're fake, you're fraud, and if you are watching my channel consistently and not subscribing, don't like what are you doing? You're a hater. And that's why you're blocking your blessings. You're blocking your blessings when you don't subscribe. Yet you consume the content. It's the least you can do. It's the least you can do. Um, guys, I really have to go because you guys know I'm gonna be on Discord talking shit to you guys for at least 30 minutes. I'm gonna probably be in somebody's DMs for another 30 minutes, and I have to wake up at 7:30 to meet 7 a.m. The bagpipe performance at 7 a.m. I'm still gagged by that. But anyway, I have to go. But really, guys, subscribe to the channel. Be sure to like the stream if you have not liked the stream yet. Tomorrow we're gonna do Fight Night again. Um, Friday Fight Night will continue on Saturday night tomorrow at 11 p.m. Eastern Time Zone. We didn't really get into my rant about Jimmy Kimmel and free speech, the FCC, that lying cunt Pam Bondi. I'm gonna rant about that motherfucker too. I'm gonna rant about that cunt tomorrow. I'm gonna rant about her tomorrow. We didn't get into all the defamation about Charlie Kirk and how he's being defamed left and right and lied about. We didn't talk about the death threats and all the cancel culture from the right. I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed in people on the right that are canceling other people. Yes, I know these are demons that we're talking about, but like I still have a principle of not indulging in cancel culture. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. I got into it with some people on the right you know me. You know me. I'm always getting in it. I'm always getting in the paint and twirling with the girls on Twitter. Whether it's a Groiper, whether it's some far left person, whether it's some far right person. The people on the right are mad at me because some of my friends that are like conservative influencers, gag, but some of my friends who are like conservative influencers, I got under their comments and made some comments, and the girls were not happy with me, so they all started dragging me. You know, the usual. So I don't know. But shout out to Ben. Shout out to The Truth. Who else was getting a lot of heat from the viewers tonight? Who else was getting a lot of heat? Um, Throat Goat. I wish I was a throat goat, but no, my head game is very lazy. It's giving C average on a good day, and on a typical day, a D minus. That's what it's giving. Sorry, not a throat goat. Um, Oh, but yeah, shout out to Ben. Shout out to The Truth for being vocal minorities in tonight's discussion. Of course, shout out to the regulars, DJ Leah Bobia. We've missed you, Leah Bobia. Um, who else was a regular here tonight? David, Portila Davila was here. Um, Cynthia Toombs. Oh, here we go.
Are you saved before you start fronting like you know Jesus? With all the cursing you do, I'm pretty sure you're not.
You're a fucking cunt, Cynthia. And I actually pray that your version of God is not real. Because if your version of God is real, you might be surprised when you get to the gates of heaven, honey. You might be surprised, Cynthia. So I'm praying that your version of God is not real. And I know that my version of God is real. And he'll have mercy on you. Your mama's a hoe. How about that? Your mama's a hoe, Cynthia. What else you got? What else you got to say? What else you got to say? Because we can read. We can. I like to fight. I like to fight. You dirty, ugly ass cunt. Get the. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? You so saved, but you talking about my mama, but you so saved. You so saved talking about another woman, an innocent woman at that, an innocent woman. Would Jesus talk about my mama? Would Jesus talk about my mama like this? Cynthia Toombs, you dirty, ugly cunt. Go get laid, ho. All in my fucking business. All in my business. Worried about me. Go do something productive with your time. Girl. Now come on now. Um anyway, guys, we had a fun stream tonight. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the support. Thank you for all the super chats. I got no beef with your mama. Your dad is another story. Stop it, James. That was funny. Um. Anyway, I'm gonna go, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. God bless you too, Diana Hall Bixby. Diana Hall Bixby. That's an iconic name. It's a very iconic name. Diana Hall Bixby. Oh my God, Island Girl. Hey, girl, what's going on? Oh my God, I gotta go. I'll be on here yapping forever, but I love you, Island Girl, and I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night. Get off my booty, Cynthia Toombs. Booty bandit. You the fucking booty bandit all in my ass tonight and my live stream. Girl, get the fuck